Hello everyone, today I'm going to be taking a look at a Afghan Cavalry set from Wargames Atlantic for their Imperial Conquest range. Alright, so this is the Afghan Cavalry box for the Imperial Conquest period. 1815 to 1914 is listed. You have a bit of flexibility on both sides of those dates with the contents of this box. It contains 12 multi-part plastics. Gives you a bit of a background. So the Afghan wars, of which there were three notable ones during this sort of time period, which is really nice. A couple of build on the back. We'll take a look at those in more detail in a second. But yeah, a solid box of cavalry to go with the already existing infantry. Now, inside the box are actually 10 sprues. They are half sprues though, so what you get is 4 of these. Each sprue does 3 horses, and then you get 6 of these, which are the cavalry sprue themselves. So this is not the same horse as the general accoutrement horse, which is just a plain steed. These have the saddles and the like molded onto them. I say saddles, they're more like blankets. There's also a couple of other changes here. So this horse set is keyed to specific bodies. So L2 goes with R2 and so on and so forth. 3 bodies, not interchangeable as far as I can tell, although I will play around with that in the future. There are 4 heads and 4 tails, so you've got a bit of variation in there. And again, the heads are actually 2-part. So the main horse head finishes at the teeth, and then the lower jaw and lower teeth are actually attached to these strange little oval pieces. We'll have a look at that in a bit more detail in a second. But nice sculpts, nonetheless, even though they're just plain old horses. And then we have our cavalry sprue. So each sprue lets you make 2 men. However, each 2-man sprue comes with multiple heads. So there's different head hat options, if we put it like that. There's something that's more like a Turkestan style fez. There's the Herati bearskins, there's the turbans, there's smaller caps. So even though you only need 2 heads, there's 4 different head types, and then within each of those types you've got 3 heads, so you've got variation in there. We have multiple giselles. There's a small drum being carried up here. We have a couple of shields. Look over on the reverse of those, so small cavalry bucklers. And then we have swords, including one being drawn, and a lance as well, which is a bamboo style lance. Really nice. Knot work, are they knots? Those little sort of rings between sections of bamboo. So that's the plastic sprue itself. Let's take a look at some of them built up. Alrighty, before we get stuck into fully built, thought I'd show you this. So when you assemble the horses, they have a very large key at the back for the tails. Good, solid, robust piece. A small indent on the neck, and this is what's throwing people off what these things are. And the simple answer is this is almost like a ball socket to fit into that neck slot. And once it's in there, You can see there the front lower jaw, the mandible, if you will. So once you have that on, you then take the requisite head, and again these are paired, and it just sits over there, and all of a sudden your horse is actually, it's got the bit between its teeth, and the reins are completely loose, no big solid blocks, which I know Justin will love because it's a personal bugbear of his. Build wise, the models were very, very easy to put together. Nice level of detail on both the horses themselves and on the riders. Obviously you've only got two bodies, but their garb is nondescript enough that you can do sort of first Afghan war tribal irregulars, or have them as the more uniformed later second and third Afghan period, when they started to dress in more European style uniforms. Obviously they'll be missing things like webbing, pouches and that sort of thing, but still does the job nevertheless. With these, I found it prudent to glue, or at least seat the body where I wanted it to go, and then put the arms on. That way you don't have to worry about hitting manes or being too close to the neck, that sort of thing. So a bit of cleanup work to be done on the horse. In fact, I would suggest you do the horse in bits, clean it before putting it together, because there'll be some unusual seam lines that you might find difficult to reach once it's all assembled. Our Harati then, with those big bear skins. For such a simple concept of 2 models per sprue, there's an absolute wealth of additional weaponry and options in there. So if you are doing a lot of Afghan cavalry, then this has got everything you need and probably more in spades, and it's all fully compatible with the infantry box as well. If you're wondering about size, I grabbed this fellow, for I believe he is our tallest horse. He is approximately 40 mil to the top of his head from hoof, and then the rider's 40 mil to eye level. Yeah, 40 mil to eye level, and probably about 43 tall. So a really good set of plastics for the colonial war period. If you want to do the Afghan wars, then this box is almost mandatory, and being able to field a lot of tribal cavalry is particularly good as well. So there we have it, 12 cavalry figures in a box covering a period. Now the box says it covers about a 60-year period. Realistically, you could push this back much earlier. You could almost get 100 years out of this. Obviously, you'd have to drop the jezails, stick with the lances and the swords, but there's no reason why you couldn't. And that period of fighting in Afghanistan that lasts from early 1800s all the way through to the First World War, I mean, it's nailed on for all of them. Sculpts are really, really good. Great level of detail and distinction. So you've got those different head options that let you sort of set which tribe it is, or you can mix and match them to have that more ramshackle tribal feel, or have them as actual Afghan regulars. It's all in there. It's all in the box already. The change to the horse, I say change to the horse. The horses still exist. The horses aren't going away from Wargames Atlantic, but the new light horse option is really nice. I know one man who will absolutely love the fact that the reins are separate Justin apparently has a massive bugbear about solid reins, and the fact that they've come up with that really unique, innovative way of attaching those. I mean, didn't have to do it, did do it, love it. What can I say? So yeah, if you're planning on doing some colonial warfare, probably best not to go into Afghanistan. It is called the death of empires for a reason. But if you are, then these Afghan cavalry go with the infantry beautifully, and will give you a very fine selection of figures for your tabletop. Let me know what you think below. Until next time, bye-bye.
Go ahead and check out our other content on screen now. And while you're at it, why not hit subscribe and remember to ding our dong. Go on, you know you want to click it. Go on.